Question is, do we have any hope for this thing finishing before we run out of alternates and before, I don't know, everybody's head implodes in there? Greta Van Sustren's live with us. Greta, have you ever seen anything like this?
Well, actually, Shep, it's not that unusual. I mean, there are always problems with jury deliberation.
Come on, they got a boat in the yard. They got a juror who used to know them. I mean, it's...
In any small community, the jurors are going to know the person, so that's not peculiar. I mean, look, the longer this case goes on, you can expect more juror problems. I mean, that is sort of common. The question is whether or not the judge can hold it together, and frankly, it's much like herding cats as he tries to keep this jury together. It's not always an easy task. But the boat across the street from the courthouse, from the media, I will admit, that is bizarre. That's an unusual one, Shep.
Greta, this new juror, not new juror, but the one who has replaced the one who was booted today was a buddy of the guy who was booted the first month of the trial, who was clearly very pro-defense. Usually birds of a feather flock together. What does this tell us, if anything?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the birds of a feather flock together. Indeed, but if this juror has told the judge, and if neither the prosecution is objecting nor the defense, but the juror has said, I can be a fair juror with an open mind, consider the evidence, and deliberate with the others, this juror is a good juror and a juror who will continue till the end of the case. Look, when people come into trials, they've heard a lot about the case. They're not looking for jurors who have heard nothing. That may be impossible, or don't know anybody. That may be impossible, certainly in a small community. What they're looking for is jurors who can set it aside and be fair. And look, I concede that we're at the point where it's almost a circus-like atmosphere outside, but the question is what's going on in the jury room. It seems peculiar, but there may be great order in the jury room. We're just not there. We don't know, and we're not going to know until after the trial's over.
All the people who come in and out of there keep telling us, Greta, that they used to be this happy-go-lucky buddy-bunny bunch, and now they have the worst looks on their faces, and it just doesn't seem good.
I know. I don't know, Shep, where are they getting these degrees in smileology? I mean, all these people are experts in frowns. I mean, there have been people who tell me about the clothes they're dressed and what that means. I teased Jim Hammer because he told me that someone hugged the bus driver yesterday. I said, Jim Hammer must be a hugologist. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Shep, the thing is that we have no idea, and it's like this is the part of the voodoo that we lawyers engage in all the time, and now, of course, the media has been brought into it because it's a high-profile case. We tear our hair out trying to guess what means what, but the fact is that we don't know a whole lot, and we're not going to learn that until the end of the trial. We can only be your eyes and ears and tell you what we see, what we hear, and let you and the viewers you can join right in the game of the speculation that we're all doing, because boy, we're doing a lot of it here, and I confess I'm doing it. I'm watching, I'm looking, I'm curious, and there's a lot of stuff we just don't know, but we can't stop watching it.
I hear you. You remember in the O.J. by the Sea trial, they kicked one juror off who was drunk, literally drunk, inside the building, and by the time it was all over, we were down to no jurors left in the alternates, maybe one, and yet they came out with a libel verdict. So I guess anything's possible.
That's possible. I mean, look, I've had cases where jurors have gotten into a fist fight in the jury room. I mean, a lot goes on. A lot of human emotion goes on in that jury room. This is very important. You know, like we sit outside and we sort of sit in the sun a little bit, run for for food and stuff like that. But these jurors have a mission. They know 2 people have died, and they know a man is on trial for his life. So they have they know the gravity of their job, and they take it very seriously. So even though they may get mad at each other, people get thrown off, people do things they shouldn't do, is that if we do get a verdict, it will be because 12 people took their job very seriously and did their best. If they hang, it may also mean that 12 people did their job, did their very best, but they simply couldn't agree.
Probably 4 more hours left in the jury's day. Usually around 4:30 your time out there, Greta, which means the whole world could have changed by the time On the Record with Greta Van Sustren hits your cable or your satellite dish. That's tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Pacific Time. There is no better source for this story, and Greta is live out there tonight. On the Record, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Don't you miss it.